It's not a blunder, CBS News. That is giving Donald Trump and his sycophant bootlicking lapdogs the benefit of the doubt that it was a blunder. A blunder is a mistake. Not only is Donald Trump weaponizing the Department of Justice against his adversaries, his opponents, people who don't think like him, people who tried to hold him accountable, he's also weaponizing the National Archives. The same National Archives that he said was filled with radical left lunatics. He's now using to hurt the governor race in New Jersey. He's using the archives who released unredacted service records to the opponent of veteran Mikey Cheryl, a former guest on this program, a former member of the Department of the Navy. She was in the Navy. I was in the Marine Corps. Let me tell you, this is next level bullshit. This is authoritarianism. This is weaponizing the power of the United States government, the full width and breadth of the power of the government against someone, a Democrat, who doesn't agree with Donald Trump, who's running for governor in New Jersey, and gave these documents to her opponent, Jack Ciattarelli, a guy who didn't serve. A guy who had the opportunity to. He could have signed up. He could have volunteered to serve his country in the United States military, and he chose not to. And of course, he's lauded and loved, and he's a hero to the right who acts like they love the troops, they love patriotism, they love the military. The same party that stands behind a man who maligned an actual, literal war hero in John McCain. Absolutely everyone, whether you served or not, should be outraged at this story. Republicans who claim to be patriots, most of them are just fake-triots, but they especially should be bothered by this story. And the reason I call them fake-triots is because of this. Just the other day, during the debate between Jack Ciattarelli and Mikey Sherrill, again, Mikey Cheryl, who actually served, who actually volunteered, donned the uniform of her country, and was a helicopter pilot in the Navy. She's talking about her service and these fake-triots, these Jack Ciattarelli, Donald Trump sycophants. They boo her when she talks about having served her country in the military. Watch this.
My entire life, and I've taken numerous oaths, up to and including offering to die for this country for free speech.
Time.
And so I think
10
it's
seconds.
fair to have free speech, but I think it should go to everyone. So that's why I talk a lot about being a Navy helicopter pilot, because I think people know what that means. I think they know that I've always served this country and I'm proud of it.
And now we learn that Donald Trump is weaponizing her service record, unredacted, all her information, and giving it to the opponent. There were some things that were redacted. We'll get to that. But it was other people's information that was contained in her service record. This is from Twitter. This is what Mikey Cheryl said on Twitter. This is an illegal and dangerous weaponization of the federal government, that Jack Ciattarelli and the Trump administration are breaking the law and exposing private records for political gain is a violation of anyone who has ever served. No veteran's record is safe. Makes me wonder. When eventually all of the shit that rolls downhill from Donald Trump, when eventually he runs out of targets that are more prominent than me, when it's going to come for me. She also said this on Blue Sky. The Trump administration illegally leaked my unredacted personnel file to Jack's allies to try to smear me. The full force of the federal government is being weaponized to defeat me. I'm asking for you to help me fight back and donate here. That same link that was in that Blue Sky will be at the top of the description. I will pin a comment. If you got $5, if you got $2, if you got $10, if you got more, help her in her fight against this unpatriotic weaponization of the government, against a veteran of the United States Navy. This is what's going on here. I know it took me a long time to get here, but here's CBS. Archives released too much of Mikey Cheryl's military record to ally of her opponent in New Jersey governor's race. A branch of the National Archives released a mostly unredacted version of Democratic Representative Mikey Sherrill's military records to Nicholas DeGregorio, an ally of Jack Ciattarelli, her GOP opponent in the New Jersey's governor's race. The disclosure potentially violates the Privacy Act of 1974 and exemptions established under the Freedom of Information Act. The documents, which were also obtained by CBS News, appear to show that the National Personnel Records Center, a wing of the National Archives and Records Administration, charged with maintaining personnel records for service members and civil servants of the United States government, released Sherrill's full military file, almost completely unredacted. CBS News discovered the egregious blunder. It's not a blunder, CBS News. That is giving Donald Trump and his sycophant bootlicking lapdogs the benefit of the doubt that it was a blunder. A blunder is a mistake. This was a calculated effort to harm the candidacy, the campaign of a Democrat, and help the Republican opponent by illegally giving private personal service information. Come on. The documents included Sherrill's Social Security number, which appears on almost every page, her home addresses for her parents, life insurance information, Sherrill's performance evaluation, and the non-disclosure agreement between her and the United States government to safeguard classified information. The only details redacted in the document are the Social Security numbers of her former superiors. The files appear to be the same ones Sherrill requested in August 2017 from the National Personnel Records Center, or NPRC, according to a signature verification on the documents. Now listen, if you're still here, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to tell you a little bit about Mikey Cheryl and her service. This is from the United States Naval Academy. They have a section of their website with notable graduates. And this is what they had to say about her exemplary service, both at the Naval Academy, but also in the United States Navy and beyond, becoming a dedicated public servant after having served selflessly and honorably in the United States military. Again, U.S. Naval Academy, notable graduates, members of Congress. After graduating from the United States Naval Academy in 1994, Congresswoman Sherrill spent almost 10 years on active duty in the United States Navy. She flew missions throughout Europe and the Middle East as a Sea King helicopter pilot, worked on the battle watch floor in a European theater during the Iraq invasion, and served as a flag aide to the Deputy Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Atlantic Fleet. Congresswoman Sherrill also served as a Russian policy officer and worked on the implementation of our nuclear treaty obligations and oversaw the relationship between the U.S. Navy and Russian Federation Navy. After leaving the Navy in 2003, Congresswoman Sherrill attended law school, earning a degree from Georgetown University. She worked as a lawyer and eventually joined the U.S. Attorney's Office in New Jersey, where she worked as an outreach and reentry coordinator and as an assistant U.S. attorney. Then they go into her education more granularly. This is a woman who served honorably. This is a person who selflessly volunteered to serve her country. And what thanks does she get for it? They violate her privacy rights. They violate her service by sending her opponent unredacted service records that they do not have a right to. This is weaponizing the government. This, if you live in New Jersey, should be a deal breaker for voting for Jack Ciattarelli, the guy who thinks that segregation in schools should continue, that black kids, they're not important enough to go to school with white kids. The man who's fostered in his campaign a spirit and an attitude of disrespect toward military veterans so much that they boo when Mikey Sherrill talks about having served in the Navy. I know that the Congresswoman, that the hopefully future governor of New Jersey wouldn't agree with my saying this. These people. Absolutely. Jack Ciattarelli can kiss my ass. The non-serving in the military Jack Ciattarelli, how dare you, sir, You should absolutely be disavowing this. And if you don't disavow that your ally got a hold of this, got a hold of it, that had Donald Trump interfere in this, if you don't disavow, you need to drop out of the race. Disgraceful, unpatriotic, un-American, illegal activity. Anyway, what do you think? I'd really love to hear from you. If you're from New Jersey, you can call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below wherever you're watching the video, and make sure that you're subscribed to this program. We are marching steadily toward, all these military references, marching. We're heading toward 1.5 million subscribers here on YouTube, and I would appreciate your help very much. I'm only here at this level of whatever modicum of success I've had on YouTube because of you. Yeah, I work hard, but I would be not here, not doing this without you. And I appreciate that you've chosen me as someone trustworthy to come to for analysis and commentary. Anyway, I'll see you next time. I appreciate you very much. Be genuine and take care of one another.